are reluctant, then how this product will move? Why the government amended the IBC code by inserting the PPIRP under various sections, and how why the IBBA is the product should not die. The product should be live. This is the best product, and a number of countries, the PPIRP is there, and Swiss challenge method is also there. The one area in the PPIRP is Swiss challenge method. But in India, lack of knowledge of the PPIRP, lack of knowledge from the banker side, reluctancy level of the banker side, and how to prepare the base resolution plan and all these things. Definitely the resolution professional, definitely they will interested to learn once the number of proposals are increased. On account of not admitted number of cases, the resolution professionals are also not updating the PPIRP. So here, the heart of the PPIRP is base resolution plan. It starts with the base resolution plan. But the resolution plan is the end of the CIRP. But in PPIRP, the starting point is the base resolution plan, BRP. Now I will discuss in detail about the how to prepare the base resolution plan. Whatever yesterday I have discussed, some of the items or the process is also there in the base resolution plan, or the data or information. Preparation of a base resolution plan by the corporate data under PPIRP, a practical framework I am giving. If you listen up to 5 o'clock, and after 5 o'clock, you please self-audit whether I am earlier, most of the people, they may not aware of the preparation of the base resolution plan. Most of the people take it for granted 90+%. Now coming to the PPIRP is a chapter 3rd A of IBC. Base resolution is a resolution proposal prepared by the corporate data before commencement of the PPIRP. Sir, my company's problem. I am unable to pay the debt to the bank or to the operational creditor. And as some period you give me 120 days, and I will turn around that time from the present situation to the performance oriented company. And this is my plan. I will bring some cash and please restructure the term loan from 3 years to 5 years or 6 years, or whatever interest is there, kindly reduce. I will promise to pay the salaries and allowance of all the people. I will also pay the operational creditor amount, all these things. And that plan is minimum 300 pages. Minimum 300 pages with the various chapters. Then that's why every time I am telling the resolution profession should have the knowledge of production, knowledge of the finance, knowledge of the marketing, knowledge of the human resource, knowledge of the IBC code, all are required. That's why 30-70%. IBC code is 30, 70% is the managerial skills. Before commencement of CIRP, before commencement of the particular the PPIRP, he has to prepare the base resolution plan and submit it to the financial creditor through resolution profession. Why resolution profession services are taken by the corporate debtor? Because he is an intermediary between the borrower and the bank. He will enlighten the financial creditor, and whatever the financial creditor demands are there in the base resolution plan, then he will tell to the corporate debtor, he is an intermediary. But once an intermediary, they are identifying before admitting the application under PPIRP, you should familiar with the PPIRP. You should familiar with how to prepare the base resolution. For that purpose, for that objective only, the class is there. It forms the foundation of the resolution process and serves as a first plan consideration considered by the committee of creditors. So the process serves as the first plan considered by the committee of creditors. In CARP, the COC is finalized the resolution plan at the end, but in PPIRP, the base resolution plan is at the start of that particular PPIRP process. The base resolution plan should not merely a repayment proposal. The people are thinking, no, sir, I will pay this amount, that amount. It is not only that one. It should demonstrate the viability and feasibility of the corporate data and maximize the value of all the stakeholders. The corporate data, how I am turn around that are going to be turn around the company in the coming days. That is given by the corporate data. It is a restructuring plus how I am going to turn around. And whether I am going to manufacture additional products, I am going to increase the market penetration level of my product, or whatever it is there, in addition to restructuring. In addition to restructuring. So, how is a plan that is to be understood by the resolution professional? Then only he will try to convince the financial creditor. If at all the corporate debtor directly interact with the financial creditor, then some time the discussions will stop, the breakage will happen. Because financial creditor always thinking about himself, the corporate data thinking from his side, there is no conclusion. So once you put the intermediary as a resolution profession, definitely the success rate will increase to acceptance level. That's why before PPIRP, informal meetings are there. After PP admission, formal. During that informal meeting, they will take your services for 1 month or so for preparation of the base resolution plan, for convincing thereby. This fees is a very good fees. Because here no COC and the financial creditor acceptance is to be required. All these things are there. That's why the resolution professions should have the knowledge of what is the base resolution plan, what are the areas in the base resolution plan, how to convince the financial creditor, that is required. Preliminary considerations before preparing base resolution plan. Preliminary considerations before preparing base resolution plan. First of all, you should know about the company, how many loans availed, why the company is unable to pay. All these things you should know. What are the areas? The corporate data should first certain eligibility under 29A. If at all he is eligible, then only this process will start. If at all he is a criminal, promoter, or if at all he is a willful defaulter, if at all one account non-performing asset, no problem. But he should not be willful defaulter. And eligibility under 29A, the promoters and the person submitting the plan must be eligible under section 29A of IBC. MSME status. Second prerequisite, it is not for all. It is only for MSME. That too, those units are registered under Udyam portal. PPIRP is presently available to MSME corporate data. Presently, in the coming days, they may extend for other companies also. We don't know. But as on date, it is applicable to MSME corporates only. Corporate debtors only. Next, the default position. They determine the amount of default, the date of default, the classification of accounts by the lenders, and the existing litigation recovery procedure. First of all, you should have the knowledge as an RP. You should have the knowledge about all these things. Default position. Determine the amount of default, the date of default, the classification of account by the lenders, existing litigations and recovery. Next point, consent of the financial creditors are required. If at all the financial creditors are reluctant, no, I don't accept the PPIRP. I will proceed under CIRP means there is no other way. That's why yesterday and today also I am telling the Minister of MSME, the Reserve Bank of India, the Government of India, the IBBA, they have to send a suitable letter to the bankers to accept MSME units under PPIRP, not under CIRP. Not under CIRP. Because of that segment, the separate segment is developed the product by the Insolvency and Bankruptcy Board of India, that is PPIRP. Obtain approval of the unrelated financial creditor. Not related, even CIRP also. Unrelated financial creditor, they are in the committee of creditors, representing at least 60% in value. Consent for appointment of resolution profession. The resolution professional consent is also they have to give. Then only the resolution professional, he will start the process. And information required for preparation of a PPIRP. What type of information is required to start to execute the PPIRP and the preparation of the base resolution plan by the resolution profession? What information he requests under PPIRP to prepare the base resolution plan? One is the corporate information. To prepare the base resolution plan in a structured manner, chapter wise, chapter 1, corporate information, about the corporate data. About the corporate data, corporate information means about the corporate data, chapter 1, not exceeding 2 or 3 pages. The SIN and the date of incorporation details. When the company is registered and the date of incorporation, what is the SIN number like that? Memorandum and articles of association. Whatever the memorandum and articles of association enclosed with the chapter 1 only, that is incorporation information or corporate information. Registered office and manufacturing units, where the registered office is located. How many manufacturing units are there? what is their location, and all these things, and a shareholding pattern. Next paragraph in the corporate information, how many shareholders, how many the shareholders, the institutional shareholders, or whoever is the top, the percentage wise, and a group of companies and subsidiaries. If at all the company is having subsidiaries also, under that particular group, how many companies are there? Name the companies. What is their share by the holding company in the subsidiary company like that, or associated company like that? And the board composition. The board composition is also required. How many board of directors? What is their qualification? How long they are in the board? How many nominee directors are there? Or how many independent directors are there? All these things. And key managerial personnel. Who is a CFO or CO or CRO, Chief Risk Officer, Chief Financial Officer, Chief Executive Officer, or Company Secretary, all the key managerial persons, their names, when they have reported, all this. This is the chapter 1, that is corporate information. These particulars are to be provided. Now, the chapter 2, financial information. In the particular chapter, the financial information, you have to get the financial information to prepare the chapter 2. What is that one? Historical financial statement. Collect audited financial statement last 3 to 5 years. Put it in that particular after chapter 2. The 3 or 4 or 5 provisional financial statement. If at all the new company or not yet completed even 1 year also, and now we are in the midway, then a provisional balance sheet ought to be prepared, and cash flow statements, how the cash is coming or funds are coming and how the funds are going, that cash flow statements are also to be prepared and put it in that particular report, tax audit report. Whenever the company is paying whether different taxes, the audit, they have to verify the correctness of the audit report. GST returns, whatever the combined, particularly during that year, month wise, whatever the particulars are there from the GST returns. Not only that one, income tax returns for the last 2 or 3 years. Once the company filed the income tax returns, the income tax returns are also to be enclosed for the financial year, last 3 financial year, or if possible, 5 financial years. This is with regard to chapter 2. Chapter 2. What is the chapter 3? Bank information. How many loans are sanctioned by the bank? Whether it is a working capital or a term loan or bills discounting or whatever the loan that are sanctioned by the bank, whether it is a demand loan or term loan, whatever it is there, and their sanction letters. The sanction letters are also to be enclosed under this chapter 3, and the loan agreements, whether it is a hypothecation loan or mortgage loan or pledge loan or whatever the loans they have taken, that agreement copies also, and the details of limit and utilization. How much bank is sanctioned the loan, and what is the present drawing power, how much percentage they have used, all this information to be mentioned. And if the account turn into non-performing asset, and when the loan was taken, and when the account turn into non-performing asset, and what is the present status, whether it is a substandard or doubtful 1 year or doubtful 2 year or doubtful 3 year or whatever the classification is, due certificate from lenders, And how much dues are there? That also you take that one authenticated figure, and for this chapter you have to enclose that one also. Next one is a list of creditors. How many loans the company has taken from various financial creditors or operational creditors? Financial creditors to provide the name, the details are bank or financial nature of debt, whether it is a term loan or cash credit or working capital or bank guarantee like that, and outstanding amount, how much a principal and how much interest, and a security available, and a hypothecation or mortgage, etc. Voting share, if at all only one data, the financial creditor or two financial, based on their outstanding, the voting rate, the percentage will be determined. And with regard to operational creditor, you have to collect the information of the operational creditor. Those who supplied the raw material, those who supplied the services, employees and workmen, how many employees are there, officers, how many, key managerial persons, how many, clerical staff, how many, the subordinate staff, how many, and all these things. And their monthly salaries are also mentioned the amount, on those approximate amount, and statutory dues, whether they are eligible for PF, whether they are eligible for NPS, National Pension Scheme, whether they are eligible for ESI, Employees State Insurance, whether they are eligible for the other perquisites that are provided by the company. And the government dues under the operational criteria, if the company is to be paid for based on the income tax return, the amount, additional amount they demanded, or GST, all these things are to be mentioned under this head. Under this head. Next, why stress? Why the company is unable to pay? This is the next chapter. Why the company is unable to pay? What is the reason for that? What is the reason for that? So the stress or diagnosis of this one, that is also mentioned. The corporate data should identify the reasons for distress. Why the company is unable to pay the loans to the financial creditor as well as operational creditor? What could be the reason? Whether it is an internal causes or external causes. What are the internal causes? Poor working capital. If the company is not having the required working capital, then automatically it goes into some problem, liquidity problem. Then the company will borrow with a higher rate of interest. Not only that one, capacity underutilization. The companies, why the company is not manufacturing full capacity? If the company is suppose per day 10,000 units to be manufactured, at present only 2,000 means only 20% of the capacity. Thereby, the fixed cost of the company, it is very difficult to recover the fixed cost of the company. For 20% the capacity utilization, high operating costs, and if at all the labor charges are increased, or overheads like rent or electricity or employees cost are increasing, then that is also one of the causes for company facing the problem of liquidity. And which the liquidity, if a liquidity problem is there, then automatically company will, the bankers, if the company is unable to pay, then bankers will file the case with the NCLT. Diversion of funds, that also you mentioned, any diversion of funds are there. Some of the companies, they will take loan for X purpose, but they are using for Z purpose or Y purpose, which is not correct. Once the company is taken for loan for a raw material purchase, they have to They should purchase the raw material. They should not use the funds for other purpose. That also they have to mention. Inefficient management. The management inefficiency also on account of production or on account of marketing or on account of finance. Some of the companies may turn into NPA. The efficiency level of the company may not up to the and the external causes. Market is slow down. Once the market is slow down, definitely sales will not happen. Once the sales will not happen, cash flow inflow will not happen. Once the inflow is not happening, then a liquidity problem will arise, and the company is unable to pay the loans also. So market is slow down. Competition. Competition is another area. So cutthroat competition. If at all number of players are there in the market, then cutthroat competition, price war, for all these things to survive in the market, some of the companies, the USP, unique selling proposition, unique selling proposition, they will follow the unique selling proposition and raw material price increase or regulatory changes. Sometimes the regulatory changes, whether it is an MCA or the RBI or whatever the regulators, power sector, the power regulatory authority or real estate, there are real estate on account of that particular the particularly the regulatory changes also. Some of the companies are turned into non-profit. Pandemic or force majeure events. Pandemic, on account of pandemic, and some of the companies are turned into non-performing assets. Non-performing. That is also one reason. Pandemic for foreclosure, major or events. Not only that one, the business viability study. Once the company is facing some problem, in future, if the company is going to the start and operations are made, whether the company is getting adequate returns or not. If the company is unable to get the adequate return, there is no purpose of preparation for base resolution plan. In that base resolution plan, establish a viability through one is a technical viability. Whether technically this is industry is good or not, that is to be assessed. What is a technical viability? Installed capacity. Once the company is operating a full capacity, then only the cost will recover. Otherwise, the cost will not recover. Capacity utilization. The next one is capacity utilization. So the capacity utilization, once the company is, what is the installed capacity? After that capacity, whether it is operating at a 20 level or 30 level or 40 level or 50. If at all the company is operating at a 100% level, some fixed cost will also occur. And the plant condition, whether the plants are good or not. And if a full capacity is used, the plant is okay to sustain the or not. And the technology employed. And then the technical viability chapter or sub-chapter, technology employed. What is the present technology? Whether that technology is suitable or not, product mix, how many products are there? All these things are also to be verified. The product mix, A, B, C products are there. If at all a B product is lost, discontinue that one and A, B, A, C, D products like that. The economic viability, demand and supply, product mix, you have to verify the technical viability. Next one is economic viability. What is the economic viability? Industry outlook. How many competitors are there in the market? How many manufacturers are manufacturing this product? Or demand supply analysis. how much market demand is there, how many players are there, whether the players are supplying less than the demand or more than the demand. If it are less than the demand, then there is a scope. If more than demand, everybody will compete. Competitor analysis and market share. All these things are required. And financial viability. The financial viability through the ratios. One is EBITDA, that is earnings before interest and tax, depreciation and amortization. Before that, how much surplus the company is earning. So that surplus satisfy the repayment of the particular this one or not. Generation capability, whether they are able to generate sufficient this one or not. Next one is a debt service coverage ratio. That is called a DSCR. To pay their installment, debt service coverage ratio, they will calculate. Not only that one, how much internal rate of return, that is IRR. IRR, what is a IRR? And a cash accruals and a debt servicing capacity. All these things are required to analyze the business of viability study under the chapter 4 in that particular base resolution plan. Now, any doubts, sir, up to this point of time? Are you able to catch my point, sir? Or madam? Hello? Am I audible, sir? Am I audible? Any doubts are there? Any clarifications are required? One minute. Yes, sir. Any clarification is required, sir? Any doubts are required to be very clarified? Okay. In that case, I will continue further. I will continue further. Valuation inputs. So, the company who is going to they implement the PPIRP, pre-packaged insolvency resolution, in the base resolution plan. Particularly, this information is also required. Fair value of various assets of the company. Various assets of the company. As per regulation, 39 and a liquidation value. What is the estimated realization in the liquidation? Estimated realization in the liquidation. Once the company is going for liquidation, how much funds I am going to get? Breakup value.
Sir, can I ask a question here?
Tell me, sir.
Sir, when you are saying it's a PPIRP, right?
Yes.
So obviously, ideally, this PPIRP is where initiated by the corporate debtor, where he initiates an appointment of a RP.
Correct.
So although RP is not appointed by the NCLT, how does the RP has the power to initiate this valuation, or will this valuation be initiated by the empaneled valuer of the bank?
No. This is with regard to the valuation already with the company. Valuation reports already with the companies. Sir, here.
Sir, you also know then there will be credibility issue by the bank to accept that valuation, no?
No, sir, one thing. Okay. You raised the good point. Whenever the company is availed any loan, bankers will complete the process of valuation. That is a fair value, liquidation value, or distressed value like that. In one report, and it will come. But every 3 years, the banker will do the valuation on the company assets. whatever the assets that are given as a collateral security to the bank, all the assets are to be valued by the bank every 3 years. One more condition is also there. Once the account is going to be turned into non-performing asset, whether it is a special mentioned account 0 or 1 or 2, or slip to the substandard, at that time also the bank credit policy says the valuation to be done. So here the valuation reports not like CIR. These valuation reports are the company is having, or if at all the company is completed the valuation, that reports are also. Once the case is admitted, again the square one, again whatever the process are there, that is to be continued. This is different. To prepare the base resolution plan, suppose take for example, in the base resolution plan, working capital already 20 crores bank has given. And the actually I require additional 10 crores working capital. 20 crores already given. Addition 10. In that 10, sir, for a smooth completion of the PPIRP process, I require additional 10 crores. For that, the asset is unencumbered asset is there in the company. I will give as a mortgage. The present value of the asset is around 20 crores like that. For that, whatever the valuation report with them, they will also provide the financial creditors. Are you getting my point, sir?
I still have one issue, sir.
Tell me.
Let's say, a case, because we are talking of SME industry, right?
Ah,
Sir,
only
let's
one
say,
minute. Only 1 minute,
let's
sir.
say an
Only,
example.
only 1 minute, sir.
Uh,
Ah, sorry, sir. Sir, tell me, sir.
Sir, sir, that let's say an example, sir.
Hmm.
A company has been, uh, let's say 25 years of existence or whatever it is.
Okay, sir.
Last valuation happened 2 years back.
Yes, sir.
As per as you said, the policy of the bank every 3 years.
Yes, sir. Then
Now,
one more is also there. Even
let me
after three
complete this,
years,
then you
1 year.
can guide me, sir. In fact,
Okay.
it is for everyone also. So
Hmm.
now, on the second year, means that the second year where distress has happened.
Okay.
Now, generally, 2 years back, whatever the valuation will be, ideally a fair value and liquidation value. They don't do breakup value of the asset or whatever, especially stocks and
Hmm.
debtors.
Okay.
Because stock and debtor will change.
Hmm.
Because we are talking of a bank which is a public sector bank.
Hmm. Correct,
Public
sir.
sector bank works on a fair principle of certain hard movable or immovable asset, and
Hmm.
the rest is stock and debtors.
Okay.
They don't go for enterprise valuation. You also know, because enterprise valuation means you have to get a TV done, and TV will be based on the actual costing of the product being manufactured or whatever it is. Like,
Yes, sir.
if it is trading, then what are the margins and what is the market scenario and all, which you have already stated in the past slides.
Sir.
These bankers don't do, sir. You also know very well, because
Correct. Correct.
getting a
Enterprise
TEV
value.
done, getting a TEV done is between 2 lakhs to 8 lakhs or 10 lakhs expense
Correct. Correct.
from a standard empaneled TEV valuer of the bank also. Okay,
Correct.
now as far as whatever I know in PPIRP, it's ideally the customer wants to do PPIRP, appoints a RP, structures a plan, then goes to the bank.
Correct.
That this is my plan. And
Correct.
if the bank okays, then only he goes ahead.
Correct.
Now, again, the moment he goes to the bank, bank will say, no, this valuation is not acceptable. You have to reinitiate the valuation.
Okay, no problem.
So then our base resolution plan should not contain the valuation report. No, that's what my point was.
Correct.
That is why, because he cannot do two-time expenditure. No, sir. The cost
Sir,
the
even
valuation which was again ignored by the bank.
correct. Once again, I am reiterating.
Only practical aspect is he can go to the bank saying, I want to do PPIRP. I am bringing a resolution plan. Tell your panel valuer so that I get the valuation done and bring it to you.
Sir, here the base resolution plan is a rough idea. Our best alternative plan is also there.
Okay.
BAP. Whatever the base resolution is a tentative figure on. And prima facie, based on that information, bank will give acceptance for PPIR. To file the case with the NCLT, along with application, the financial creditor consent is also required. Then only the case will be admitted in NCLT. Otherwise, NCLT, they don't admit. Why? Because the PPIRP application to be submitted by the none other than corporate data, not by the financial creditor or operational creditor. Today, I am giving the base resolution plan. You treat that base resolution is a rough base resolution plan. But that base resolution
But
plan.
the point, sir, that can be changed 10 times, unlike the resolution
Correct,
plan where you can change 2 times only.
Correct. Okay.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Now coming to, sir, next coming to information on assets and securities. How much fixed assets are there? Land and buildings, or plant and machinery, the vehicles, intangible assets. Because it is, sir, base resolution plan is as good as a project finance. Again, whatever the limits are there, that will be modified and additional funding will be provided by the financial creditor under the PPIR. Not only by the financial creditor, operational creditor also, they have to wait some more time to get the proceeds. Not only that one, sometimes the corporate data inject additional funding also. Whatever the futures of the restructuring is there, all are more or less 20% that side or this side is applicable in a base resolution plan. Current assets. What are the current assets? Intangible assets also they have to mention. How many intangible assets and how they are appropriating the intangible assets, all these things. Current assets also, whatever the inventory, whatever the receivables, whatever the cash bank balances also, they will mention. Security details, particularly whether they have given mortgage or hypothecation or personal guarantor or corporate guarantees, all these things are also to be mentioned in that particular. To prepare the base resolution plan, this information is required. Otherwise, it is very difficult to prepare the base resolution plan. And a transaction review also. Because for a PPIRP also, puff transactions should not be there. It has to give the affidavit or confirmation by the corporate data. So identify the transaction covered under IBC under preferential or undervalue or extortionate or fraudulent transaction. All these things are to be who his knowledge is concerned. Again, anyhow, once the RP is a permanent and the COC is formed, again from square one onwards, all these things are to be verified and vetted and due diligence done by the COC as well as RP also. The RP, you are taking temporary RP initially to prepare the base resolution plan. He may be continued He may not be continued. If a COC wants another RP also, they are having the right to replace that one. Appropriate disclosure should also be made in the business base resolution plan. Whatever the particular undervalue, fraudulent, all these things. Not only the digital footprint examination. MCA portal, any charges are registered under the company's name, under Section 77 of the Companies Act, or directors, or any filings, or that also, that is to be mentioned. GST portal, in the GST portal, how many returns are filed, e-way bills, or a turnover trend based on that particular digital footprints, that also to be mentioned. And income tax portal, whatever the tax complaints, how many tax returns up to how many assessment years or financial years the tax returns are submitted. That information is also to be provided required, and the credit reports, the CIBIL or CRILC, that is the Reserve Bank of India, large scale loans, they report also, that is bankers they will provide, and the litigation portals, whether the any cases against the company under DRT or NCLT or High Court or Supreme Court, all these things. Why? Because once you given the base resolution plan, it should be full information. I should not ask any information. Once I satisfied with all these things, and I am having a confidence on the company, that the company, once I have restructured or once I accepted the base resolution plan, definitely in the coming days, after the within 20 days, the turnaround is possible. Why should I go for CIRP? Why not PPIRP? The bankers will also interested. So convincing the financial creditor, that is banks or non-banking financial companies, that is art as well as science in a pre-packed insolvency resolution process and preparation of financial projections. This is not a stop. Okay, now I am going to turn around the company next 2 years or 1 year or 3 years. How you are going to turn around? What is your projected revenue? The capacity utilization. The present capacity is 30%, sir. I will suitably modify the product and make it as a 40% and market demand. Now I am in selling in south, north, now east, west also I am going order book, whatever the orders are there, the pipeline orders, that also, and historical trend, how the sales growth is happening for the last 10 years like that, and cost projections also, not only the revenue aspect, whatever the costs are there, how much raw material costs are not constant, it is a dynamic one from year to year. The changes will happen, and how much a cost. If at all costs are not increased and the price is static, then that proposal is wrong, because on account of inflation, the prices will increase and the employee cost. If at all I am going for a new way, expanding the production department, I have to recruit the additional manpower. That also I have to factorize power and fuel. The cost also increase. That also I have to factorize, and the administrative expenses. That also I have to inform. Because here the base resolution plan means simply if at all you have given a letter to the corporate debtor, given a letter to the company, to the bank, sir, please convert this loan, working capital into term loan. Term loan already term loan 3 years to 5 years. Please accept means bankers simply they don't accept for a detailed and the basis how you are estimating the projected sales, how you are estimating the various cost, all these things they will. That's why yesterday I discussed about the restructuring plan. Once you are familiarized with the preparation of a base resolution plan, for you, restructuring of the loan is a cakewalk for you. And once you develop the skills in base resolution plan, simultaneously you can start the consultancy work for restructuring of loans also. For this, I have developed, I have authored, sorry, one more, please, one more urgent call, only one more. So the cost projections, the raw material, employee cost, power and fuel administrative expenses. Not only that one, the profitability estimate, the EBITDA, the earnings before interest, tax, depreciation, amortization, or EBIT, earnings before tax and the interest and the tax, or profit before tax, or profit after tax, that information also to be provided. Once you are well versed in the the preparation of base resolution plan, it is a cakewalk for you to prepare the restructuring purpose. Today, number of professions, they are providing the restructuring consultancy services. And the TEV reports also, you will become expert. To prepare the TEV report or CMA data, credit monitoring arrangement data. Third one is the base resolution plan, restructuring, TEB report, CMA data, base resolution plan. These are four, it is a cakewalk for you. Anyhow, I have authored for this book, Restructuring. And down the line, within 1 month, it is going to be published by the Institute of Cost and Cost Accountants of India, the BFSI board, Banking, Financial, Insurance, and the board, they are going to release the book down the line within 1 month. That is a comprehensive book. Not only that one, even one base resolution plan. How to develop the base resolution plan in PPIRP, one chapter. I intentionally created one chapter in that book. That base resolution plan, 95 pages are there. 95 pages. Once you go through that one, very, very interesting. And with the examples only I have given. Once you practice or understand that one, restructuring is a cakewalk for today. Some of the loans are turned into non-performing sector on account of geopolitical disturbances. And bankers' recovery is also decreasing from SME as well as corporates, large corporates also. This is the right time to develop the skills in base resolution plan versus the restructuring plan, bank proposal versus the TEV report versus the CMA data like that. Are you getting my point, sir? Hello. Okay. Next one is the cash flow projections prepare. Operating cash flow, investing cash flow, and the financing cash flows. How the cash flows are happening in the company? Operating cash flow through the operations, how much cash flow? Investing cash flow or financing cash flow. These are also to be, this information is also to be provided. This information also to be collected. Not only that one, the ratio analysis. You have to get the information based on the latest financial statement to calculate a debt service coverage ratio, current ratio, current assets divided by current liabilities, debt equity ratio, debt divided by equity, interest coverage ratio, the whatever the surplus is there, interest to be service divided by whatever the surplus generated, or earnings before interest, tax, and depreciation amortization margin. Next, then you have to get the information from the promoter. What are the source of funds? Okay, you are ready. The subject to your information, we will submit the report to the bank. Bank will accept or not. That is, they will take a call or they will take a decision. But now we are going to increase the production. But what is a very source of fund? How you are going to bring that funds? Promoter contribution. How much a fresh equity infusion by the promoter? And strategic investors funding, capital support from the investors, or asset monetization and a sale of non-core assets. Some of the assets which is not useful for running the company, or some of them are outdated. That is to be say, and how much you are going to get, or some land is there, company land. If at all you dispose it, that is useful for day to day the working of the bank. Internal accruals, the cash generated from operation, how much the cash is generated through operation, and additional banking funding, how much you require for working capital support. All these things are also to be mentioned in that base resolution plan. Treatment of stakeholders, and from the financial creditor, you have to specify how much a haircut, if any. Sir, this is the total amount I have taken with interest accrued, total 55 crores. I will pay only 40 crores. Remaining amount, waiver that one. Repayment period. Suppose take for example, this one is there, a term loan. The term loan is earlier 3 years. Now please extend to 6 years. Or interest rate. If at all interest rate is there, that also, the interest rate is also, if at all any concessions are there, that also you have to give. And conversion of equity or preferences, or conversion of into whatever the debt is there. If at all the company willing to convert into equity or preference shares, that information is also you have to mention. And operational creditors, provide how much amount you are going to pay to the creditors, those who are supplied raw material. And some of the people they are telling you are not paying for the last 1 year, means whether you are going to pay, or whether you are paying less amount, or discount, any discounts offered by them, all these things. Payment schedule, when you are going to pay, whether you are going to pay within 6 months or 3 months, after a complaint, after approval of the base resolution plan, compliance with section 32, like that. Whatever the minimum liquidation value you have to pay, and the employees and workmen, how you are going to pay, whatever the dues are there, or whatever the company they are going for expansion and other things, salary arrears, how much you are paying, continuity of employment, whether you are going to continue all the employees, or some people you are terminating by introducing the latest technology or not. All these things you have to mention in your base resolution plan. Government authorities, whatever the statutory duties, the treatment, particularly government authorities, GST or income tax, if at all any dues are there, how you are going to pay? That also to be mentioned in the base resolution plan. Base resolution plan. Not only that one, management control. Whether the present management is continued or induction of a strategic investor or management committee, all these things are also to be included, and a specific governance mechanism after approval. So the existing promoters continue. So you have to tell, sir, whatever the management is there, we will continue, or we will inject the strategic investors and new management committee also. That also you please mention in the particular the base resolution plan. Specify the governance mechanism after approval. Once the base resolution plan is there, what are the best practices, governance practices by following the business ethics and other things, the corporate governance, all these things are also to be mentioned in that base resolution plan. Not only that one, in the base resolution plan, implementation schedule. When the base resolution plan is approved, that is day zero, promoters, when they will bring the cash within 30 days, or working capital arrangement within 60 days, you have to finalize the working capital. Payment to operational creditor within 90 days. Like that, one example I am giving, it doesn't, that is, those are not standards. And repayment of the financial creditor within 5 years. And monitoring committee formation, immediately I will monitor, I will finalize the monitoring committee, the formations. So the implementation schedule also to be mentioned in the particular the base resolution plan. Not only that one, monitoring mechanism. How you will monitor the performance of the company. Monitoring committee members, and you have to form the monitoring committee members. That monitoring committee members like representatives of the financial creditor, that is the bankers or the financial institution. Resolution profession is also the monitoring committee member, and the corporate data representatives are also monitoring member in case of the PPIR. So I will take two members from this, two members from that, like that also the resolution, particularly the base resolution plan, the monitoring mechanism is also to be mentioned. Reporting frequency. When you are going to report the performance, whether it is a monthly performance or a quarterly compliance report, etc., etc. And not only that one, covenants, no diversion of funds, and maintenance of a debt service coverage ratio. How you will maintain the debt service coverage ratio and the submission of stock statement. All these things are also to be mentioned in that particular base resolution plan. Then only the financial creditor will accept your base resolution plan. Otherwise, if at all we are giving 2 or 3 pages, they don't take. It is as good as a restructuring a proposal of the loan. So once you have given the base resolution plan, banks are accepted means that is as good as a restructuring plan. Earlier banks on their own, they are doing this base resolution plan. Today what is happening? Through one regulator, that is IBBI, and PPI, through PPIR product, this is happening. This is happening. Sir, any clarification, any discussion points on this up to now? Up to now, any discussion points, sir? Any doubts? Any doubts? I will try to clarify all your doubts with regard to base resolution plan that is to be prepared by the resolution professional for in PPIRP. Sir, am I audible, sir? Am I audible? Sir, my voice is audible or not? Okay. Now, the regulatory compliances. The BRP based resolution plan comply with the section 30 subsection 2, particularly whatever the waterfall mechanism, whatever the minimum amount, liquidation amount that is to be paid to the operation creator, all these things are to be mentioned. Mandatory contest section 54K and the approval of the base resolution plan. So, base resolution plan PPIRP regulation 2021 and Companies Act, Income Tax Act, FEMA regulation and SEBI regulation, if at all it is applicable. So once the base resolution plan is finalized, that is under PPIRP regulations, and whatever the other acts that are relevant to this process, that is also to be fulfilled. Affidavits are also given in the base resolution plan and supporting documents. Affidavit under section 29A. So the corporate debtor has to confirm that there is no the particularly criminal cases or willful defaulter like that. The board resolution approving PPIRI. So the board resolution is also required before initiating the PPIRP by the corporate debtor. Not only that one, special resolution of the shareholders. This shareholders approval is also required in PPIRP. Declaration under section 54A, particularly that as for waterfall mechanism and other things, I will pay the amount, list of creditors, whether it is a financial creditor or operational creditor, that is to be prepared, that is to be provided by the corporate debtor only. And whatever the valuation statements that are taken, that also to be provided by the corporate debtor for effective implementation of the PPIR. Not only that one, the base resolution plan, you have to attach audited financial statements. Whatever the audited financial statement for last 3 years or 5 years in certain cases, that is also to be attached. Once all these things are verified, then only they will give some conclusion that whether they are doing that PPIRP or not, and the information memorandum. Whatever the information memoranda about the company and who are the directors, like information memoranda we are preparing in the CIRP, like that the corporate data, they have given the brief about the company. That is also information memoranda. How many loans they have taken, how many directors are there, what is their the experience and all these things, how many loans and what is the security that are offered to the banks and all this. Monitoring mechanism, that also you have to provide. Sources of funds, the certificate also you have to provide. Consent of the financial creditors. Once the consent is given, 66% of the financial creditor, that is also the consent of the resolution profession, P1 and a compliance certificate. All these things are to be attached. And suggest a structure for base resolution. The executive summary. First, you have to give the executive summary. Why you are going to file the base resolution. What are the reasons for that? And in the executive summary, the total chapters, whatever the chapters are there, all chapters are to be discussed in detail about the structure of the base result in the executive summary. So, in the executive summary, you have to give the full particulars, the background of the corporate data, when it was started, and how the bank loans are sanctioned, how the bank loans are increased from time to time, how the expansion is happening in the company, how the company is expanding its market to sell their product or services to the public, and all these things, the background information is also to be provided. Causes for financial stress. That is another chapter. The another chapter, causes for financial stress. What is the reason? Why the company is unable to pay the debts? What could be the reason? And industry and market analysis. The industry and market analysis, whatever the industry, particularly if at all it is a power sector or textile or pharma or etc., and a market analysis, the Confederation of Indian Industry or Chamber of Commerce, they will provide the information that also to be included. Not only that one, financial position and asset profile. What is the present financial position of the company? How the assets are there? What is the current assets? What is the fixed asset? What is the intangible assets? All these things with the latest values are also to be mentioned. Valuation, the liquidation analysis, the valuation of various the assets and the liquidation analysis, all these things, and the resolution strategy also. The resolution strategy and how they are going to pay this one. What are the ways and means? They are paying that total financial credit or operational credit or loan within 120 days or whatever the amounts they require that long term. All these things, how they will pay, the strategies are also to be mentioned. Financial projections, whatever the balance sheet, whatever the trading, whatever the profit and loss account for the next 3 or 5 years, and what are the cash flows, all these things are also to be mentioned in that particular the structure of the base resolution plan. Treatment of the stock stakeholders, how the company is going to they treat the various financial creditor or class of creditors or operational creditors, all these people, and how much they are going to pay each and every category of the stakeholder. The source of funds, how the company is going to get the funds. What is the source of funds? And how they are going to pay. And next, whether the own funds or any external commercial borrowings or borrowed funds, all these things are mentioned in the chapter 10. Management and governance. The present management, how they are, whether they are capable or not. If at all the company is going to change the management, and if the company initiated various good corporate governance practices in the coming days, all these things are to be mentioned. And the implementation schedule, how the company is going to implement the particular this one implementation the of that base resolution plan or a best alternative plan like that, and monitoring mechanism. So to achieve this base resolution plan, some monitoring mechanism is also there. How to monitor all these things are also to be developed, and the avoidance transactions, if any, if at all of transaction, all these things that is brought to the notice of the particular, they mentioned in the base resolution, compliance with IBC and PPIRP regulation, and whatever the affidavits or the annexes are there, all are to be enclosed with that particular the waste resolution plan. And this is a chapterization and practical principle. I will discuss in detail about the practical principle. And shall we take for tea for 10 break for 10 minutes, sir? Is it okay? Hello? Hello?
Yes, sir. Perfect.
Okay.
Okay, sir.
Okay. Sir. Now I will discuss about the practical principle. So a base resolution plan is not merely a settlement proposal. It is not a compromise. It is not a one-time settlement proposal. It is a comprehensive revival document demonstrating how the company is going to be revived in a healthy manner. For that, why the business is failed. In the base resolution plan, you have to mention why the company is failed to repay the loans of the financial creditor or the operational creditor, whether the business is viable or not. And in the coming days, if the company promises to pay the amount, whether the company will run in a viable manner or not, and how the business will generate future cash flows. The company which is going to be the in a full-fledged manner or new markets or reduce the cost of operations, increase in the revenue, all these things through that how the company will generate future cash flows, not only to repay the loan, how much each stakeholder will receive, particularly the financial creditor or operational creditor, how they will recover the amount, how the company is going to pay to these people, and not only that one, how the plan will be implemented and monitored. So the company is going to give one tentative plan, and how this tentative plan to be monitored by both operational creditor as well as financial creditor, and why the creditor will recover under BRP than liquidation. Once the company is unable to, so they particularly once the bankers are not accepted the base resolution plan. If liquidation is happened, what is the effect of the particular to the stakeholders? All these things are to be mentioned in the particular the base resolution plan. Not only that one. Therefore, while preparing the BRP, that is a base resolution plan, the corporate data should adopt approach similar to combination of a techno-economic viability, resolution plan, business revival strategy, and financial restructuring proposal, and supported the realistic assumptions and robust cash flow projections. All these things are there. So it is a combination. It is a blending of the TEV report, the normal resolution plan, and how the business will revive strategies, and the financial restructuring proposal, and in a realistic manner or with the assumptions and robust cash flow projections like that. Now, an integrated approach for preparation of a base resolution plan under PPIRP. So, whatever I have discussed earlier, the information that is required to prepare the base resolution plan. Now, the integrated approach. What is the integrated approach? TEV report plus a resolution plan plus a business revival strategy and a financial restructuring proposal. All these things are to be integrated, and the base resolution plan will be designed. A base resolution plan under Chapter 3A of the IBC should not be viewed merely a repayment proposal to the financial creditor. Whenever the base resolution plan is provided to the financial creditor to get the acceptance, a minimum of 66%, it is not a repayment proposal. How the company is going to revive, and how after during that revival of the company, how I am going to pay the debts and all these things. A successful BRP, the base resolution plan, should be prepared by adopting holistic approach of the company. and the economic viability, you have to take the resolution plan framework, you have to understand the business revival strategy, how the business is going to revive by the corporate data, what strategies is going to implement, and the financial restructuring proposal, and realistic assumption and cash flow projections. All these things are to be taken into consideration. These components together establish whether the corporate data is a viable enterprise capable of generating sufficient cash flows to satisfy the stakeholders and ensure successful implementation of the plan. Through this, the how the corporate data is viable, and enterprise capable of the generating sufficient cash flows to satisfy all the stakeholders and ensure successful implementation of the plan. That is the purpose of the base resolution plan, which is to be understand or which is to be the understand by the financial creator, and whether the company is going to pay my debts in future after revival, all these things he will verify. Then only the 66% of the financial creditor will accept the base resolution plan. It is not a restructure. It is not simply a repayment plan. It is a restructuring plan. Revival of the company. Revival of the company. In future, after revival, how the company will flourish, how the company is going to pay the debts and all these things. First, for that, techno-economic viability study is important. You have to take the services of the TEV report experts. A study answer a fundamental question. Can this business survive and generate a sustainable profit in future or not? That we will get the information from the TEV report. If at all the TEV report is prepared by the experts. Can the business survive and generate sustainable profits, continuous profits in future or not? That information we will get through the TEV report. Banks generally insist TEV studies while restructuring the stress risk. Whenever the account is stressed, banks will ask the TEV report from the competent people, not from anybody. Some of the people, they are telling that I am capable of doing the TEV report. Whether they are capable or not, the banks, based on the history of the particular consultants, then only the bank will take the TEV report. Similarly, the corporate data preparing a base resolution plan should undertake a comprehensive TEV analysis. A comprehensive TEV analysis. They will undertake a comprehensive TEV analysis. So the corporate data preparing a base resolution plan, the base is TEV report. The base is the TEV report. So based on the TEV report only, it is easy to prepare the base resolution plan. And in that particular TEV report, the various areas to be verified by the corporate data and put into the particular base resolution plan. The first one is technical viability. What is the existing capacity? What is the installed capacity of the company? And what is the actual capacity utilization during the previous years? And what is the ideal capacity? And what are the bottlenecks? If the company is 100% capacity utilization, at present the company is initiated only 30% or utilized only 30%. Remaining 70%, why the company is not doing? Why the company is not, whether this is a lack of demand, or whether it is a lack of manpower, or it is a lack of the money, all these things. And why the ideal capacity? Why the ideal capacity? Even the full capacity is not utilizing. And what are the bottlenecks? To utilize the optimum capacity utilization of the machinery, what are the bottlenecks to the company? Money or men, or what are the raw material, or whatever it is there? You have to analyze that one. Example. Suppose take for example, pharma company is there. They are manufacturing tablets or syrups. The installed capacity is 600 units and 600 crore units, but the company is utilized only 250. It is only that is the 35% of the capacity utilization. The machine is idle. Remaining 65% of the machine is idle. How they are using syrups? The capacity is 100 bottles, but the company is manufacturing only 40 bottles. The capacity is 60% idle, and the fixed costs are not fully recovered. Once the company is using 100% bottles, then the problem will not arise. This indicates the significant scope for revival without a major capital expenditure. So here, if at all this type of companies are there, they need not incur any additional capital expenditure for acquiring the machinery and other things. Because 40% they are using, 60% gap is there, and 250, the out of 600 they are using nearly 35% like that, and or the 40% like that, remaining 60% is an idle. Conditions of the plant and machine. So, before preparing the resolution, the base resolution plan, first of all, in that TUV report, they will mention about all these things. What is the condition of the plant and machinery? Whether it is a good condition or bad condition or replacement is required. Evaluate the age of the machinery. Is in TUV report, the age of the machinery will also mention. Once the age of the machinery is more than 20 years, then it is to be replaced. There is no other alternative. If at all the age of the machinery is only 2 years, it can be utilized for next 15 years or so. So the age of the machinery also in the TEV report they will mention. Maintenance requirements. What is the present maintenance? How the maintenance to be improved for the machinery for better functioning of the machinery. That also they will mention. Technology obsolescence. Whether the present machinery is okay or not. If at all the present machinery not producing the products as decided by the company, and the technology increases the cost of production, then it will be a problem. Efficiency levels. So for the particularly the machinery, whether it is comforted to the particular workers or not, determine whether reimbursement is sufficient or fresh capital expenditure is required. So sometimes the existing machinery, if at all any modification is done, then automatically further so many years it will work. Or fresh capital, if at all the company has to change it, there is no other alternative. Change the machinery means that all this information is available in a TEV report that is to be provided by the consultant. Raw material availability. They will study the raw material availability, particularly the raw material availability, supplier network. How many suppliers are there to provide the raw material? and the import dependence. Whether the company is depending on import raw material or domestic raw material. Whether the company, all these things are mentioned in the TEV report. So that's why most of the information to be extracted from TEV report for preparation of the base resolution plan. Price fluctuations, how the company prices are increasing or decreasing. Once increasing or decreasing, normally increasing, how frequency it is increasing, all the information is available in the TEV report, which is useful to prepare the base resolution plan. Inventory cycles. So the inventory cycle, particularly the working capital cycle or inventory cycle, the cash converted into raw material converted into semi-finished, semi-finished to finished, finished to data, data to cash, the inventory cycles that also mentioned in the TEV report. Product mix. In the company, what are the high margin products? Company means particularly pharma and other companies, they are not manufacturing single product. They have to utilize the infrastructure in an optimum manner, whether it is a stores or manpower or whatever it is there. So here, the high margin products. What are the high margin products in product mix? And what is the low margin products? What is the obsolete products or new opportunities? The obsolete products are to be discontinued. Low margin products are also discontinued. Then in that place, the new products, if at all the same mixture is useful, that also good. So that's why the new opportunities are also required. Next one is economic viability, industrial analysis, the study. So you have to economic when the company is going to run in future also or going to run in future also, whether that market size or demand trends or growth prospects or competition or regular environment, all these things are to be studied. Study the market size, study the demand trends, study the growth prospects, study the competition, the regular environment. All these industrial analysis are also mentioned in TEV report under economic viability. And example, in a pharma company, chronic medicines may have a stable demand and antibiotics may have intense competition. Contract manufacturing may offer better margin, better margins. Contract manufacturing on behalf of the main company, another company will manufacture their particular products and whatever the margins are there, the margins will be provided by the main company. That is the best one. So here also the contract, particularly only 1 minute, sir. In pharma company, particularly the stable demand is there. Antibiotics may intense competition. Contract manufacturing may offer better margins, etc., etc. And in that particular TEV report also, SWOT analysis is also there. The SWOT analysis of the company. What are the strengths of the company? Whether it is an established brand means that is a strength. Existing distribution network, that is also a strength. Skilled worker manpower is available, that is also strength. What are the strength? The analysis, the SWOT analysis. Not only that one, the weaknesses. In this SWOT analysis also, the TEV report, all this information is available. Weaknesses, high leverage, high leverage. And high leverage means fixed costs are increasing. And outdated technology. If at all the company is running under outdated technology, then this is a weakness. So this SWOT analysis of the company are available in the particular the report, the TEV report. Opportunities for the company, the export market, the new products, the threats, the cheap imports, the regulatory changes, all these things. The opportunities that are available, the export market, how much export market is there, or new products. That is if the company is manufacturing new products, that is also an opportunity. The threats, the cheap imports, regulatory changes, all these things in the SWOT analysis, in that is in the TEV report, they will mention about the company also. Financial viability, whether the financial available the financial payments or whatever it is there, whether it is capable or not by the company, that is also available in the TEV report. Evaluate the EBITDA generational capability. How much the cash is generated by the company? The earnings before interest, tax, and depreciation and amortization. Can the operation generation EBITDA, debt service capacity, determine the particularly and debt service interest coverage ratio and fixed assets turnover ratio? All these things they will mention in that particular this one also, the TEV report, sustainable debt assertion. So data can be realistically serviced, debt requiring restructuring or sacrifice. So all these things, the financial viability, all these things are mentioned in that particular the TEV report, which is useful for preparation of the base resolution plan under PPIRP. Under resolution plan framework, the base resolution plan should be resemble to resolution plan under section 32 and 50K. Its objective is to maximize the value of the stakeholders. Whatever the stakeholders, maximization of the value is the primary important. So whether it is a business, the base resolution plan under PPIRP or the resolution, the ultimate objective is to maximize the value of the stakeholders. Sir, up to this point, any discussion or doubts or any clarification is required? Sir.
No, sir.
No. Next, sir. Next.
But my practical concern only one is, if you have to do so much efforts, customer may end up saying do CRP is better.
CS, no, sir. CIRP is a costly for SME, na? CIRP process is a costly affair to the small medium enterprises, na? But while devising this PPIRP, they have to take into account of all these things. But only actually, sir, here the TEV report is a good report. So whenever you are giving this assignment to the consultant to prepare the TEV report of the company, whatever the areas that are there in the base resolution plan, that also you ask them to include in the TEV report. Then it is a cakewalk for you to prepare the base resolution plan. If at all you get that TEV report in soft copy, and whatever the structure, at the end, I will discuss about the structure. And whatever the structure is there, the structure, according to structure, the TUV report to be converted into base resolution plan. And you ask that particular, the consultant also, prepare like this. Then automatically this is a TUV come base resolution plan. Because even though most of the people, they may not have the good knowledge in financial management and they are experts in law, but the role of a resolution professional is blending both the law as well as the financial management or management skills. And if at all we are lack of knowledge in this area, then sometimes whatever our signatures, if at all we are signing on a wrong documents or wrong base resolution plan or etc., then it will be a problem. Some knowledge is required to run the company. To run the company, some knowledge is required. Otherwise, who will support you, sir? Tell me. COC only during meetings. Remaining time, you have to interact with the staff members only. Whether it is a production function or the marketing function or human resource function or other functions. Next. Stakeholders identification. So now you have to prepare the base resolution plan based on the TEV report. Some information is available in a TEV report, and the remaining information you have to collect and prepare the base resolution. Stakeholders identification. How many financial creditors are there? Under financial creditor, provide how much amount, proposed haircut, repayment schedule, interest rate treatment, whether it is a compound or monthly compound or quarterly compound like that. Operational creditor, provide the amount, payment mechanism, how you are going to pay the operational creditor, and priority, and compliance with section 32. That is a minimum liquidation value we have to pay to the operational creditor. Employee and workmen, provide how much arrears to be paid or future continuity or government authorities, etc. Provide the treatment of for the GST dues or income tax dues or PF or ESI dues like that. So these are the particularly the areas and the sources of funds. Identify the promoter's contribution, fresh equity infusion, strategic investors, and induction of investors.
Sir, one query, sir.
Tell me, sir.
This regarding government dues or operational creditors and all, I guess there are certain conditions no by which we cannot take the haircuts and all when it
Sir,
comes to PPIRP.
correct, sir. Correct, sir. Once the resolution plan is submitted by the prospective resolution applicant, once it is approved by COC and further approval by NCLT, the amount is restricted or the full amount to be paid by the prospective resolution.
No, you mean to say like a CRP process where we in the resolution plan generally let's say 2 crore example I'm saying 2 crore amount is there, we say no we'll be paying 20 lakhs only and all.
Correct.
Can it be done under PPIRP?
Sir, base resolution plan and the resolution plan is one and the same. Once it is approved by the
there may be difference, no, sir, because in PPIRP, since the promoter is putting a plan which is a going concern plan.
Sorry, so here, 1 minute.
The repayment structure of the financial creditor will be typically like a term loan.
No, sir. Here, the base concept, suppose What is the difference between CIRP and PPIRP? It is a data's control, PPIRP, Kratos control, CIRP. But here also, the financial creator has to sacrifice. There also, financial creator has to sacrifice. Here, and like interest concession or some the waiver of interest, all these things. And here also, the operational creator to sacrifice. There also, operational creator to sacrifice something. But here, instead of running the company by the resolution profession, the company is going to run by the particular corporate data, which gives better results. Because if at all they asked me to run the company, means I may not well versed like a corporate data. Because a corporate data knows about the all the people, debtors, creators, staff, how to, what type of problems the machinery is there, all these things. So that's why the PPIRP is a debtors position controlled by COC and R. Only that difference. But sacrificing everywhere. Once sacrificing means here they're also sacrificing to particular operational creator that is to be finalized by the resolution applicant only. How much they have to sacrifice? Here also like that, the financial creator is having the authority. Otherwise, COC is not required. Otherwise, the RP is also not required. Once in data's position, you continue over a company means if at all you are given green signal, there is no use but sacrificing. But why the company is unable to pay? Some problems are there. Not simply, that's why in the initial stage also I told it is not a refacement of the loan or a restructuring. Beyond that, the viability of the company. During that particular base resolution plan, if at all it is not viable for future, then automatically the base resolution plan will be not to be approved by the financial creditor. Both the CIRP and PPIRP, the common features are there, but only the difference is the period 120, 180 or 90 extensions 60. Or here is their resolution plan. Here,
Now,
if
PPIRP fails, is it CIRP or liquidation?
Sir. Again, tell me, sir.
If PPIRP fails,
fail, then automatically it will move to CIRP. That too, fresh application. Even once a CIRP is failed, automatically it won't go to the liquidation unless until the financial creditor or operational creditor has to file in the NCLT for liquidation. Fresh application is required. Here also, once the PPIRP is failed, PPIRP is failed, again the financial creditor or operational creditor, they have to file the application for CIRP. Any further clarification, sir? Sir, any further clarification?
No, sir. No, sir.
Okay, sir. Now, the source of funds, the promoter contribution, fresh equity infusion, the promoter has to bring, strategic investors. Sir, here, that is the problem, sir. You raised a good question. That is the problem. Why the bankers not responding the base resolution plan means the corporate HR is dictating the terms of the particular plan. But once the other than corporate debtor, the prospective resolution, applicant is dictating terms of takeover the company, and the RP is preparing the evaluation matrix, and COC is simply approving. But here, once the corporate debtor come forward and ask the same or better, the COC will not, the financial creditor will not accept. That is the problem in PPIR. That is a big problem in PPIR. Are you getting my point, sir?
Yes, sir.
So, source of funds, the promoter contribution, equity infusion, strategic investors, introduction of investors, sale of non-core. For all these things, financial creditor definitely will accept. But once the corporate debtor is asking waiver of interest or reduce the interest, or instead of a monthly compound, quarterly compound or half-yearly compound, no, financial creditor will not accept. But at the same time, he will accept the third person, the prospective resolution applicant. Happily, he will, even though haircut, that cut, this cut is there, still is ready to accept. Here, the corporate debtor voluntary request, made a request through the resolution professional. No, 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 no. You have to pay total amount. So here, sale of non-core assets, that is also ready. Monetization, land, investment, and surplus assets, if at all it is there, sell it. And sell it, and if at all that funds are used for the company development, then he will ready. Internal accruals, for that also he is ready. Future operating profits, if at all going, then they are getting huge amount of profits, for that ready. And business strategy. The heart of a BRP, business, the base resolution plan, lies revival of the business, not merely settlement of debt. Not merely settlement of debts. Operational restructuring, capacity optimization, and increase in the capacity optimization from 40 to 75% without a substantial capital expenditure. Substantial capital expenditure. The increase in capacity utilization from 40 to 75 without substantial capital expenditure. So then, okay, earlier 40% capacity, now you are going to increase. Okay, then he will agree. He will agree. And the product rationalization. Then he will tell, sir, these are the loss-making products, I'm discontinuing. Very good. Focus on high margin products. Very good. The financial creditors will accept. Supply chain improvement. Inventory holding period, I'm reducing, sir. The earlier I'm purchasing, and the inventory in the stores of the particular firm is 1 or 2 months. Now I am reducing to 15. That also financial creditor. Lead times, that also they will agree. Procurement cost. So whatever the transportation cost, I will try to reduce. That also they will accept, financial creditor. Customer concentration rate. I am developing new customers, sir. Very good. He will accept. And the export market, very good. Because the confidence level of the financial creditor will increase once the positive aspects are there. Once, sir, I mentioned in this base resolution plan, I want to pay this much amount only, 30% haircut for financial creditor. No, 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 no. Then they will tell, no, no question of haircut. So that is the problem. But he is ready to accept a resolution plan with a lot of haircut, if at all it is under CAR. He is ready to provide some concession to the third parties, not to the borrower. Not to the borrower means corporate data. Develop new customers, he is agreed. Export market, he will agree. E-commerce channels, I am increasing. Very good. Cost rationalization, sir, I am doing cost. Very, very good. Next, employee cost optimization, sir, I am reducing. Then automatically surplus will increase. The repayment guarantee is there to the financial creditor. He will accept. Through multi-skilling, automation, outsourcing non-core activities, then automatically cost will reduce. Very good, sir. Go ahead. Manufacturing cost reduction. Go ahead and improve the yield and power consumption and rejection and wastages. Good strategies are we will also encourage. Anyhow, the business going to be flourished means bankers will continue the loan account. If at all they close that account through liquidation or other, then automatically they will not get it. But once the corporate debtor is asking some concessions, sir, I am in trouble, sir. The liquidity problem is there, sir. Cost is increasing, sir. Market tough competition is, sir. That's why instead of that 50 crores plus a 10 crores interest, I wish to pay only 59 crores also. He is not agree. 1 crore, no. Administrative cost control. For this also, the financial creditor ready. Sir, I will reduce the rental. Yes. Whatever the unused space is there. So I will de-hire that one. I want to do this one. Traveling expenses. I want to reduce the travel. If at all any buyers are there through Zoom or Google Meet, I am doing, sir. Very good. Unnecessary overheads. I am trying to reduce the unnecessary overheads also. Working capital management. So the receivable cycle. Earlier I have given data for 120 days. Now I am 75 days. Very, very good. And inventory cycle, sir. Earlier the stock holding is 150 days, sir. Now I brought down to 90 days. That is also fine. Payable management. But negotiate better credit terms. Sir, earlier my creditors are given 10 days credit, sir. Now I am demanding 30 days credit. Good. But first you pay the bank loans only, working capital loans. After that only you pay to the other operational creditor like. Next, financial restructuring proposal. The financial restructuring addresses the capital structure. Debt rescheduling example. Outstanding debt 100 crores. Repayment instead of 5 years to 8 years. Here also sometimes the financial creditors no. Too much, 8 years too much was. You pay 5.5 years, at the most 6 years. Then I will get the approval from the appropriate authority. 8 years means my appropriate authority, they don't sanction. Like that, they will tell. And interest reduction. Here, no acceptance from the financial creditor. Reduction of interest 11.5, sir, earlier, try to reduce to the particularly 8.5. No, boss. But I don't agree with the base resolution plan. You pay 11.5, whatever the interest that is mentioned in the loan document, the same interest you have to pay. I don't accept. I don't accept that. So here, that is the problem. Once the prospective resolution applicant through resolution plan, if at all he told all these things with a lesser amount also, if there is no other resolution plans, definitely instead of liquidation, it is better like that he will accept also. He will accept. But in case of the base resolution plan of CIRP, this type of incidents they don't accept. They don't accept. But To overcome this problem, the alternatives are available. All MSME loans not to be filed under CIRP by the financial creditor or operational creditor. These are to be filed under PPIRP. That regulation, that directions are issued by RBI or IBBA or the government of India. Then automatically PPIRP cases will increase. Once the product is designed for SME, that is a PPIRP, why are you using CIRP? What is the need? Why the government is interested to introduce the PPIRP? Why that the government is giving a lot of importance to the SME segment? Why you are using the CIRP? Then number of cases will increase. Only one direction. SME segment, SME IBC segment is PPIR. Is this session is okay, sir? What is your comments? Sir, what is your comments?
Couldn't get your word, sir.
No. If Government of India or Reserve Bank of India or IBBI instructed the banks, financial institutions, whatever the SME segment loans are turned into non-performing asset, don't file under CIRP, file the cases under PPIR. Are you getting my point, sir? Sir, are you getting my point?
Hello, sorry, I got your point, sir. What I'm saying is, I always believe PPIRP is more of between one-time settlement and CRP, sir. Because in one-time settlement, you only get
No,
the
it is
benefit
not a
of.
one-time settlement, sir. It is also the 120 days period is there. During that period, the company has to revive.
Exactly, sir. That's what I'm saying. In one-time settlement, your settlement only happens for the financial creditor. Let's say 50% to be given. But they don't get other benefits of like certain waivers of the statutory dues, operational creditors and all. So
That is
here at least, a SME which has a high chance of getting, means going into liquidation, because, getting investors or getting more money to revive is very difficult. And, spending so much money on CRP, more than spending money, I have always believed, given the current situation where court itself doesn't give decision in timely manner. Due to those delays, company cannot revive in true sense. And that's why they came with a PRP, so that at least SME can revive soon.
That is my idea. That's why even if the government has given suitable instruction to all the banks, all the financial institution, don't file the non-performing assets under CIRP if the borrower is SME segment, file under PPIRP only. The same instructions, the Ministry of Corporate Affairs also to be issued to the NCLTs. Don't accept admit the application where the corporate debtor is a MSME. If they have filed under PPIRP, admit the same. That type of instructions are there, then only this is a successful. Otherwise, PPIRP will not be a successful product. Moratorium. provide the principal moratorium for 12 months. This is a allow stabilization. In the PPIRP also, even the 120 days are there, the repayment will start after 12 months. That is also required. That is also required. Not only that one, conversion of debt. Convert the debt into equity shares or preference shares or optionally convertible debentures also. So today, most of the financial institutions, they are not interested in this area. Why? Because once the company is in the bleeding, that is incurring losses, the if the company is a listed company in stock exchanges, the equity shares or preference shares, the market value will not increase because now it is under the prepacked insolvency like that and haircut. For this, there is a lot of resistance from the bank. They don't agree, but they are agree in CIRP. They are ready to agree. But here, the particularly their acceptance level is very poor, very poor. Take for example, if you see the example, but as of now, all banks are doing CIRP directly, sir. Why RBI is not aware of this idea, sir? Simply closing their eyes. Correct. Sir, how many people are brought to the notice of the particular RBI? That's why I informed to the associations also. The association leaders, whenever in the clusters, MSME clusters, when the association leaders are there to safeguard the interest of the particular companies, why not they take up the matter with the Minister of MSME, Government of India? Why not take up the matter with the Reserve Bank of India? If at all they have taken up the matter with the Reserve Bank of India, the department who is catering the services to the MSME and closely monitoring the bank's performance towards the MSME, if they escalate the issue, definitely 100%, 100%, some good results will happen. At the same time, these two letters are to be addressed to the IBBA also. Why you have introduced this product? Some objective is there, some rationale is there, that is not fulfilled. Once the banks are reluctant, so that's why it is better. Once it is a MSME and it is to be filed under PPIRP only. The product is designed for that segment only, not for the CIRP, the people. So then big accounts, then concentration will be more. And here the concentration or too much attention by the NCLT will also reduce. That's why this matter to be taken. Take for example one, All India MSME Association is there. If at all you inform to the All India Management President Association, boss, there is a one product for your segment. That is a PPIRP. Your people are not using. Whenever your people are approaching the financial creditor also, financial creditor is also not accepting. Thereby, what is the objective of introducing this product? You raise your demand to the Government of India, Ministry of MSME. Here, all people are closed their eyes. They simply released the product and no cases. This is the right time also. They have to wake up. The Federation of Chamber of Commerce or the Confederation of Indian Industry or the MSME associations, if they raise this issue, and once the government is already promulgated the particular act or this one, then definitely some good results will happen. Nobody knows about this one. That's why yesterday, while starting the class also, to popularize the PPIRP, you have to approach the clusters. Each cluster of SME or 150 to 200 industries. Corporate, out of that, a corporate 100. During that particular meeting, you tell, this is your product, boss. Use that one. Okay, initially some resistance will be there. And if at all your association leaders, MSME association leaders, sent one letter to Minister of Finance and RBI and other things, definitely this is good results will happen. You have to encourage them. Haircut. When the liquidation value is lower, creditor may accept a haircut. Then only they will accept. If the outstanding dues are 150, a recoverable 90, liquidation value is 50, definitely more than 50. Here also, as a resolution professional, whenever you are interacting with the financial creditor, this is also to be highlighted. Okay, sir, you are not accepting the base resolution plan. You will get only 50 crores. You will get only 50 crores. And if at all you accept the base resolution plan, you will get 90 crores. Which is the better you think it of? That is to be highlighted. The recovery under BRP provides a better value. And preparation of realistic assumptions. It is not like a preparation of the data through Excel sheets. They will put some figure. Sir, hello. They will put some figures in Excel sheet, drag horizontally, vertically. All cells will change. That is not correct. Whenever you are preparing the realistic assumptions based on the market conditions, based on the cost revenue of this particular company, all are to be taken. The revenue assumption should be based on historical, previous 5 years, order book, that is confirmed orders, market demand, industrial growth, capacity utilization, all these things. Suppose, example, current 40 capacity. First year, I will increase by 55. Second year, 65, 75. Gradual improvement is realistic. If at all, some people, first year 40, second year 100 means bankers will not accept. What is this figure, boss? How 40 to 60, the 100, how it will increase 60%? Gradual increase means definitely acceptance level in cost assumptions estimates. Raw material cost based on historical percentage. Employee cost, normal increments. Power cost, inflationary increases. Finance cost, restructured debt terms. And inflation assumptions, normally 5 to 6% annual escalation. Tax assumptions, consider MAT, deferred tax, carry forward losses, etc., etc. Robust cash flow projections. Cash flows are more important than the accounting profits. Even though some companies, they are showing a profit, but a cash flow is a problem. Because they are showing the sales high, they are showing the cost low. To get the funding, the profit they are showing, but a cash flow problem is there. Operating cash flow derived from EBITDA minus less taxes or working charges. Investing cash flow include capex, replacement expenditure. And financing cash flow include repayment debt, interest payment, and promoter infusion. And you have to calculate the debt service coverage ratio. A minimum of a debt service coverage ratio 1.25 to 1.5 is required. The capacity, the installments to be serviced by the corporate debtor and cash accruals, debt obligation. If at all cash accruals 18 crores and a debt obligation 12, debt service coverage is 1.5. And like that, you have to calculate the DSCR and you have to apply the sensitivity analysis also. So, sensitivity analysis means you are estimating the future sales that it may happen, may not happen. If at all the revenue is decreased by 10% and the cost is increased by 10%, in that particular scenario, how the debt service coverage ratio and all these things, how the revenue, all these things are to carry. So the scenario one, sales declined by 10%, impact on so-and-so. Raw material cost increased by 15%, evaluate the viability, delay in promoters' contribution, assume fund gap, and capacity utilization remains 60%, not increase. Then examine the sustainability. So that's why whatever the projections that are given, if those projections are not happened, what is the revenue of the particular company? All these things are to be assessed. Monitoring mechanism. The successful business resolution base resolution plan should provide monthly MIS, production, sales, collections, and cash flows. Quarterly reviewed by financial creditors, resolution professionals, and the monitoring committee. Monthly by the company promoters on key performance indicator, that is EBITDA, current ratio, debt service coverage ratio, inventory days, debtors days, etc., etc. And the practical integration framework. The steps is corporate data should prepare the base resolution plan following. First, diagnose the financial stress of the company. Techno-economic viability study, you get it from the consultant. Industry and market analysis. In that particular TEV report, this information is available. Business revival strategy and prepare that one. And the financial restructuring proposal you have to do. Determine the sustainable debt and the stakeholders treatment, how you are going to pay to all the stakeholders. Preparation of the cash flow projections. You have to apply the sensitivity and implementation schedule like that. Then it is good for the stakeholders and the monitoring mechanism and the base resolution. To prepare the base resolution plan, the flow chart is like this. Not only that's why, in conclusion, what I am telling is a base resolution plan under PPIRP is essentially a combination. That's why a TEV report study, business revival blueprint, financial restructuring package, and a resolution under IPS. Base resolution plan, most of the people they are thinking it is under 4 pages or 5 pages like that. No, it is a combination of the techno-economic viability study that is to be provided by the consultants after studying, after interacting with all the departmental heads of the company. And you have to prepare the business revival blueprint. Earlier, this is to be prepared by the prospective resolution applicant under CARP. This revival blueprint to be prepared by the particular resolution professional who is giving support services to the corporate data before admitting the particular PPIRP by the NCLT. A financial restructuring package. It is a financial restructuring package and a resolution plan. How I am going to turn around the company, all these things. The corporate data must demonstrate to the financial creditor. The causes of the stress have been correctly identified. You have to tell him, this is the reason. That's why I'm unable to pay the debt. The business remains technically, economically, and financially viable. The business remains technically, economically, and financially viable. But on account of stress, on account of the reasons only that I am unable to pay, the proposed restructuring creates a greater value than the liquidation. If at all the bankers are going for this one, the liquidation, no problem. But the bankers will get a less amount when compared to this one. Cash flows are sufficient to service the sustainable debt. In future, whatever the cash flows that are generated, that is useful to repay the debt. You have to substantiate, you have to demonstrate these things to the financial creditor who provide the financial facilities to the particular company. Stakeholders receive equitable treatment. I am not denying anybody, even operational creditor also, whatever the liquidation value is there, to that extent, I will pay. The implementation mechanism ensures a successful revival of the enterprise. Once the company is going for liquidation and they will sell the asset, the company death will happen. And once the death of the company is happening, then it is a economic loss to the country, and GDP will decrease, forex reserves will decrease, and particularly unemployment problem will also increase. So that's why this is the best option. Thus, the base resolution plan is not merely debt settlement document. Some of the people, they are telling it is a restructuring of loans. No, it is a comprehensive enterprise revival framework intended to maximize the value while preserving the corporate data as a going concern. So that's why instead of liquidation, it is better to revive the company. The revival of the company, not to third persons. In Siva, even though some of the MSME borrowers, they are eligible to submit the resolution plan, how many people are getting? But in this case, definitely the debtors control, creditors, the debtors supervision, the debtors control and creditors supervision is also there. So this is the best in the IBC, because Indian economy, nearly 50% of the, particularly the growth or the forex reserves contribution or the particularly this GST or taxes are contributed by the MSME. So this PPIRP to be popularized, then only the economy will not face any problem on account of this one. This is in brief about what I wish to tell about the base resolution plan, or yesterday the base resolution plan we saw is the restructuring of the proposal of the bank. Both are 60% to 70% are common, and the remaining 30%, because the law is enacted, regulation is framed, and if the MSMEs are using that particular law or the IPPA regulation, then they will be benefited. And otherwise, this is simply a product of IBBI. There is no use. Sir, any doubts or any clarification?
No, it's a great presentation given by you, and really, I personally support what you have said. And I feel that in case IBBI and RBI
Hmm.
both come stringently on the banks,
Hmm.
that no MSME will fall in CIRP clutches.
Hmm.
They will follow PIRP first, and then only they will come to CIRP. So
Hmm.
it will help all the MSMEs in the country.
Correct.
I am also past vice president of Laghu Udyog Bharti.
Aha.
We are taking up this matter because a lot of units are facing problem because of war and other things. Right?
Correct.
Nobody is getting the price hike,
Hmm.
so they are bleeding. And at this time, even though government has given 20% additional credit facility,
Hmm.
but at the same time, they need support.
Hmm.
And PIRP is really a wonderful tool through which we can not only adjust our problems and revive, but at
Hmm.
the same time, we can grow very fast.
Correct, sir. But
Uh,
actually, sir, one case I have handled.
yeah,
It not one MSME unit in Hyderabad, that is pharma.
yeah,
They are having two units,
okay,
and they are manufacturing drugs and tablet, the tonics and tablets.
okay.
One factory was met with a fire accident.
Hmm.
And the fire accident means that is both are MSME only, one promoter only.
Hmm.
Fire accident, on account of fire accident, then 1 year he is completely visiting to the insurance company to settle the claims. On
Hmm.
account of that one, the focus or attention on the second unit was missing. Thereby,
Hmm.
the account turned into non-performing.
Hmm.
Immediately, the particularly the bank, Punjab National Bank, they have filed a CARP.
Hmm.
Then of CARP, that too small MSME, that too the exposure is only 12 crores. And CARP cost at that time, the CARP cost resolution all are lakhs of rupees it is incurring. And
Yeah,
every month he used to come attend for the particular COC meeting. Thereby, it is a disturbance to the company also because the company is unable to handle by the particular person. And
yeah.
what was happened? He approached me.
Hmm.
Whatever the I have drafted a letter to the
Hmm.
chairman and managing director of Punjab National Bank.
Okay.
A small creature, the MSM is a small creature, sir, a small parrot, and you are using a big arrow like a CARP. How
Hmm.
that small bird will survive? So here, this is not the fault of him. It is a fault on account of fire accident. Second
Yeah.
one is on account of fire accident, he is concentrating to settle the insurance claim. That's why
Hmm.
attention or focus is diluted in first unit. It is not willful default or intentionally default.
Yeah, that is true.
Yeah, immediately that particular due to this one, the branch manager is not allowing him to enter into the his cabin or
Hmm.
the AGM or DGM or GM of the PNB. No, no, no. You have not paid. Don't talk nonsense. So once you paid, then only enter into the premises.
Hmm.
Then I beautifully drafted one letter to the chairman. Why the government is giving a lot of importance to MSME? Why the MSME is identified as a priority sector lending by the Reserve Bank of India? Why the SIDBI is formed, Small Industries Development Bank of India? Why the government of India is promulgated or amended the Act of IBC and they have introduced PPIRP? And a small MSME unit, that total exposure is 12 crores, and every month 3 lakhs payment to the particularly resolution professional or the forensic audit or transactional audit or the public announcement or a request for resolution plan. All these things, it is bugged into the small creature. Immediately, if at all you have not resolved this case or withdraw the case from the particular NCLT, then there is no other way to us to escalate this issue to Minister of the MSME as well as the Reserve Bank of India. Like immediately, sir, whether you believe it or not, within 3 days, lot of phone calls received by the promoter. Sir, where are you, sir? Please come to the branch. We have to take one letter from you. What is that letter, sir? Please come, sir. Please come. Or where are you? I will send the card to you.
Okay.
Then they have taken one letter and withdraw that CARP. Now that happily that unit is running well. It is more than a PPIR.
No, it's a great thing, really wonderful.
Hmm?
We will also try to address this situation in the similar fashion, and I hope that future is good for all of us, because it is a very great PIRP if we take up. There are so many cases countrywide that every RP will have sufficient business to work
Hmm.
sitting in his office, because it is not very critical that
Hmm.
you have to manage the plant and you have to do everything. You manage yourself and you manage the bank, that's all.
Sir, suppose take for example, even a first class, a second class, or a third class or general compartment is there, railways. And whatever their level of income, they will enter into that particular bogie. And here you have developed one product that too PPIRP, but nobody is entering into that bogie means some problem is there from the government of India. They may not aware of these things. Once it is brought to their notice, definitely whatever the SME is there, that is to be filed by the bankers under PPIRP and suitable instructions from Minister of Corporate Affairs to the NCLTs. Don't admit the case if at all it is an MSME segment and registered under Udyam portal. It is to be they admitted under PPIRP, not under CIRP like that.
No, I agree. One more thing, that bank is a partner,
Hmm.
and when you are going doing a forensic audit of a company,
Hmm.
at the same time you should also investigate your internal team why they
Hmm.
have not voted properly. But
Hmm.
nobody is doing that.
Hmm.
90% problem is that when you are monitoring the account, you
Hmm.
are disbursing the amount, you are visiting, you are inspecting, you are auditing, everything you are doing during
Hmm.
the process when account is good. Then
Hmm.
suddenly you say that no, promoter is a cheater, promoter has done this, that, so many things.
Hmm.
So why all this? When you are doing your own monitoring, credit agencies, chartered accountants, cost accountants, all audits are done, everything is done.
Hmm.
So lot many things are there. You are right that it's a very costly affair. So bank should go for this PIRP and resolve the situation.
Sir, not only this one, sir, 29A exemption for SME.
MSM,
And
yeah.
body that particularly they are eligible to submit their resolution plans. So many facilities are providing, and the government is not aware of this one.
Hmm. Nobody is talking of this. That is the problem.
Okay, sir. Thank you very much.
Yes,
And
sir. It was a great talking to you and listening to you. Thank you.
Thank you.